Hello everybody, welcome to the live stream. Good to see you all here. Good to see a few of you here in the chat already. Welcome Jennifer, good to see a nameless t-shirt. So welcome back to the first live stream after the restore. We got everything up and running again here. Hopefully for the long haul. And yeah. So far so good. Everything's been running without a hitch. Haven't had any crashes or anything like that. Haven't had any types of glitches at all. So sort of crossing my fingers at this point and hoping for the best. But it seems that everything is working perfectly. So just hoping that it stays that way. I like the background. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I've been working on that. I've been getting some more painting done. Getting, obviously, the lighting taken care of. And, yeah, it's been a pretty crazy process. And it's almost complete. Got a little bit left to go in terms of painting. But I've got the teeth about 95% done. I think there's a few left to do. I have a few that are currently silver that I think I'm going to go ahead and change over to gold. And yeah, that'll happen here soon, but I'm not really paying too much attention to that side of things right now. I'm just doing some planning and whatnot in the background and all kinds of crazy stuff. So paying more attention to just getting a lot of travel plans taken care of and things like that taken care of so that I'm ready to go here and ready to start the editing process up again and start getting episodes back out to all of you guys. So, but I wanted to check out my new setup in terms of the new paint and just see how everything looked and try out everything after I had the restore that I recently did. Hey there, Deborah. Welcome to the live stream. Good to see you. Cool. Hey, good to have you. Been a while since I've seen you, and yeah, welcome to the live stream. So yeah, lots of news here. I don't know how many. Let's see what's going on here. And all right, so we're getting a few people filtering in here. Thanks to everybody that has joined us, and welcome to the live stream here tonight. Here in a little bit, I'm going to be talking about some news that will be in regards to the upcoming travels. So I appreciate all of you tuning in to that. And yeah. So here in just a few minutes, hopefully, I will be talking about all of that. I don't know why I'm saying hopefully. I obviously control when I decide to talk about it. So, yeah. But hello, Pam. Welcome to the live stream. Roy, welcome. Thank you, Kool-Aid. Yeah, make sure to give it a thumbs up if you are enjoying these streams here. We've gotten a few new people. So if anybody is new here for the very first time, thank you very much for watching. And thank you for being a new subscriber. And welcome. Did I get a new ride? No. probably will get a new car here soon, I'm sure. It's about time. But, no, I have not gotten a new vehicle. Hope the quality is looking good. I actually upped the quality quite a bit. It's really going to test out the limits of this computer, I think. If the CPU percentage is accurate, it's pretty unhealthy on the computer. So maybe a new computer's in the future. But hopefully it's looking good, because it should be transmitting at full 1080p. That's the way it's set up anyway. So if you are receiving anything less than 1080p, make sure you check your settings, your little gear there at the bottom, and see if you can upgrade it to 1080p. In the past, I'm not sure what it was broadcasting at. I think it was broadcasting at 720. So, yeah, I made sure to put it in the highest possible resolution. And hopefully it's looking good. So, it's transmitting at almost double the bit rate right now that we were in the past. Artist61, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much. Good to know. So yeah, I don't know if there's a noticeable difference, but we were, I think last time, broadcasting at about 2500K, or 2500, I'm not sure exactly. I think it's bits per second or something like that. And then now we're transmitting at 5,000. So hopefully that's an improvement. But I haven't really looked at any of the past videos. And really, I had to kind of do this in order to be able to go back even myself and look at it and do a comparison between this and the past streams and see if it looks a lot better. So really, I'm gonna have to wait until this stream's over. So very clear, and the color is really good. Awesome. That's good to know. Yeah, been trying to improve things here slowly, and yeah, I think especially with the new iPhone, using the iPhone as a camera now, that's definitely been an improvement over the webcam. And then now increasing the bit rate, I think will help out quite a bit. Although again, it is taking a significant amount more CPU power to do it, and it's worrying me a bit. The percentage is, I think, at least in my mind, a little bit too high. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll keep it going here for a little bit, unless for some reason it starts like crashing again, and then I might lower the bit rate a little bit. But until I see some problems, I'm just going to keep it like this. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for joining us here tonight. And let's see here. I just want to check on. So we'll go ahead and talk a little bit. Looks like we got a decent amount of people here, and I'm sure I'll repeat myself a few times throughout the night, just depending on how long the stream ends up being. But I do have some news in terms of travel news on the 539 production side of things. I'm going to be heading out on the road here in a couple of weeks. Hey there, Bronx Boy. Welcome to the live stream. And I'm going to be heading out here in a few weeks, and I'm going to be heading down south to the state of Alabama, around the... I'm going to be heading out sometime around the 15th, maybe a little bit sooner. I'll either be leaving the 14th or very, very early on the 15th. And I'll be heading down to Alabama, and I will be meeting up with the guys over at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration. And we're going to be filming a few different episodes and doing a few different things out there in Alabama. So it should be a really fun time. It's going to be a lot of episodes coming from that area. I've got a lot of things planned out and mapped out already. And really, really looking forward to getting out there on the road again and meeting up with some new people in terms of filming, and some old friends of the channel, some people that I've been talking with for a long time and been trying to get together with for a long time. And so now we are finally making it happen 100%. And so, yeah, I'm going to be heading down there real soon, and we should be doing quite a bit, including some live streams and things like that. So, yeah, maybe even doing a meetup. So yeah, if you're in the Alabama area, or you can be in that area around that time frame, there may be a meetup coming here. So look for more information on that. So thank you, Artist61. The 14th is in 2 weeks, yes. So it's coming soon. Thanks, Jeanette. Yeah, I'm looking forward to meeting up with them. It's been a long time. We've been talking back and forth for a while now. And I think, I started talking to Rob last year sometime. Last year obviously wasn't that long ago, but when I say last year, I mean over a year ago now. And we've been trying to get together, and things just haven't really worked out until now. And so we will be getting together officially and doing a really cool location on the 16th together, which was one of you guys actually that graciously reached out to me to let me know that they had a location available on their property to film, which was not only abandoned but also potentially haunted. And so I thought, who better to include on this adventure than the guys over at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration to do an official ghost hunt, something that I have not done in a long time, and God knows I am not that good at right now. So I figured, let's leave it up to the professionals and get together with some really awesome guys that I've been trying to get together with for a really long time. And so I'm excited to do just that. Manya B, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us in the chat as well. Turn on your notifications. Thank you. Yeah, I would appreciate it if anybody here that is subscribed has your notifications turned on. Make sure you hit that bell button and turn on all notifications, because for some reason there is a get occasional notifications option, and I don't really understand that, why you wouldn't want to get just occasional notifications. Seems like if you're taking that next step to get a notifications, you'd want to get them all. So I mean, if that's something that you want, you feel like that occasional notifications is your thing, then absolutely. Feel free to do that. Don't feel like I'm telling you to not do that in any way. But yeah, if you have those notifications turned on, it will notify you via your device whenever these events like this notifications. I've got that word stuck in my head now. But whenever these live streams or when even regular videos appear on this channel, which will be happening in the future as well, even though I know some of you have been around only long enough to see the live streams. There actually has been quite a few regular episodes here on this channel too, so it should be a mix of both here in the future. Thank you, Jennifer. I really don't have any plans to change the channel anytime soon, but as it is an adventure travel series and not just an urban exploration series, I am open, just as you saw when I went out to the California and Nevada, Idaho, and all that. I did do different things which involved ghost hunting, but I myself don't do it personally. However, I have no problem with including it on my channel and including the people that do it doing their thing, and so that may be happening here in the very near future in terms of having the guys from Urban Ghost Urban Exploration on the channel. So looking forward to that. Thank you, Nameless. I appreciate that. Did I ever check out the website for Woodlawn? Yeah. And I had seen a few other things over the years for Woodlawn as well. And yeah, it is a place that I'm planning to do something with in the future. There'll be future episodes there. Thank you, artist. Appreciate that. Yeah, looking forward to what's coming up. It's going to be really exciting, really great times over on the 539 Productions channel. And, you know, obviously we finally crossed that 20,000 barrier, and so we're obviously sort of celebrating that right now, that crossing the 20,000 subscriber threshold. So yeah, that's some really fun news as well. Hey there, Melissa, good to have you. You may have missed the news. Yeah, we're you can rewind for the whole thing, but in short, we're going to be heading down south. Excuse me. My allergies are kind of acting up again today, but I'm going to be heading down south to Alabama to hook up with the guys from Urban Ghost Urban Exploration here on the 15th. Actually, we'll be filming, should be the 15th, 16th, and 17th, hopefully. And then they will be heading back to Florida. And I will be heading back probably towards this area, or who knows. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to be doing. So you never know. But that is the short version. And again, anybody that happens to be down there in that area, there may be a meetup happening. So we'd love to have y'all come out and say hi. but not really sure on the details of all that yet. But I do know it was something that the guys were interested in, so that may be happening. So look for more information about that here in the near future. Yeah, it should be some good times. I've got a lot of places marked out right now. I've been doing a lot of research here over the last few days. Guess are just insane locations, including, like I said, a very special location that no one has ever done on YouTube before. And we were getting exclusive access. It is only me and the guys from Urban Ghost Urban Exploration. So, hey there, Trixie. Welcome to the live stream. Gracie May, good to have you here. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Yeah, thank you all so much for the congratulations. And yeah, I'm looking forward to getting together with the guys. I'm sorry. I know I've been staring off in this direction for so long, and the camera's kind of over in this direction here, so my apologies. But yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun times here ahead, and a lot of great episodes. I always love getting together with different channels, as you've seen here in the past, and I've had a lot of great times out west here recently, and looking forward to meeting up with even more really awesome friends of the 539 Productions channel, and just friends in general. These are really great guys, people that I've been wanting to meet up with for a long time, and I'm looking forward not only to filming, but also just going down there to have fun and meet up with some really cool people, and get out there and do some really cool adventures and stuff. So am I going to live stream on the trip? Yes, I will be live streaming on the trip at some point. Probably several different times. I would love to stream on the way down. I'm not really sure exactly what I'm going to do, but I will be doing some streams. Hey there, Justin. Welcome. Good to have you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, lots of good things coming here on both channels. Some old school freestyle exploring. Possibly. I don't even know what that means exactly, but maybe. If you're talking about just seeing something on the side of the road and exploring it, then there's always that possibility. I've got a few things in mind for locations to do on the way home, so there's always that possibility, if that's what you mean. So yeah, but many thanks to everybody who has tuned in tonight. Good to have you all here. It's good to be back streaming. Yeah, I've got finally things set up the way I really need them to be set up. I've got a couple different browsers installed now, and I've got one where I'm logged into the My Story channel, or the Mystery channel, and one where I'm logged into the 539 Productions channel, so I can just kind of open up whichever browser I need to open up, and that one will be logged into the accounts that I need it to be logged into. And then for the rest of the YouTube stuff, like the 539 Productions stuff, obviously I just log into the run the other browser, and I'm good to go there. Sorry, I'm trying to really quickly share a few things. Oh, you know what? I think I already copied it. No. That's a bad thing to share. Okay. Almost shared my streaming key, which would be really bad. Okay. I need to go... Shoot. Now I have to figure out how to get back to... There we go. Okay. We're good. It's kind of an exploratory mission here. Doing some of this stuff recently. They're trying to update a bunch of stuff. Some of it I'm not a big fan of. Alright. Streaming. Just need... This is a lot of work just for a link. Which apparently I could probably actually just memorize. Alright. Ooh. It also tweeted out the wrong stream name. It has the old stream name, the Streaming and Digital. That's weird. It shouldn't be... Let's see. Are we showing up under the right? Okay. So it's showing up correctly there. Let's go to my channel and see. Okay. Everything's doing well there. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why when I tried to tweet it out on Twitter, it was back to the old Streaming and Digital title instead of the Back to Streams Big News title. But it seems like it's working correctly on the channel, so that's all that really matters to me. But hey there, Adib, thank you so much. Glad you like the hoodie. Thank you for joining us here on the stream. Actually, you've been here for a while, but thank you again. I don't know if I said hi the first time, but Todd, welcome. Good to have you here. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done the live streams. I've been kind of had to take a sort of forced break when everything started crashing. I tried to squeeze in one more stream out of the system, and as I went to stream, it literally crashed, and I could not stream. There's no way, and so I knew that it was time to start over. So hey there, Debbie, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Edward, hey there, good to have you. The flag looks cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it has turned out so far. I've got one more big step. I think I'm going to, well, actually two more steps. I'm still going to do the glow in the dark layer. But I think first I'm going to actually do a layer of silver over the rest of the skull and bones to sort of add a little bit of extra pizzazz to that, even for the daytime streams. and then eventually I will spray paint over the top of that a sort of clear layer of glow-in-the-dark spray paint, to which it will just sort of add a nice glowing green shimmer at night. What amp? It is called, it's made by a company called Custom. It's wrapped in leather. And yeah, really cool little amp. Not the highest quality sound that you can get out of a guitar amp, but really, really cool style. Definitely a 10 on the style points. But if I were to rate the sound on this model, I would probably give it maybe a 3 or 4. Is there a black light in here? Yes. Yeah. If you look off to the side here, over this way, that is a black light there. And so that's why the flag lights up sort of purplish blue in the middle. Yes, I do play guitar. I play guitar, I play a little bit of ukulele, and various other instruments. I'm trying to get back to the ukulele. You can kind of see the ukulele is actually in the shot. It's a little bit hidden. It also is over this way, and it is the green spot right here. That's a ukulele. But with this angle, it doesn't show up very well. Many thanks to Nameless T-shirt, custom screen printing. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for chatting with us, and you have a great night, bro. Good to have you. And hopefully we'll see you here in the next stream. Yes, I have a little ukulele to go with the multitude of guitars that I have in here, which are out of frame right now, I realize. But I have a couple different guitars. I have a mandolin with a banjo head, and I have a ukulele. And then obviously the I don't know if I've ever described the organ that's in the back. It's a little air organ powered by an electric compressor. But really cool little instrument. Am I going to play tonight? Probably not tonight. I will play some music here sometime in the near future. What's shaking? Other than the travel plans, not much. It's just really cold. Finally starting to warm up again here. Got down to about negative 15 degrees, and now it's up to about 5 degrees. So we're about 20 degrees warmer, but still at 5 degrees. So it's still pretty cold, but looking forward to getting back out on the road here and doing some filming. Hopefully a little bit of filming locally before I head out down to Alabama to meet up with the guys over at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration. So, hey there, Jen. Sometime here soon. I'm sorry to hear that, Jennifer. That's never fun. Honestly, everything would be out of tune anyway at this point, so it would be me tuning for a few minutes and then playing just a tiny, teensy little bit. I will do a comeback to the whole music stuff here soon, but might be after I get back from the big trip. It's 1 degree there. Wow. Yeah, it's cold too. Yeah, it's been real cold everywhere recently. Video should be resuming over on 539. Hopefully this weekend. We'll see. I don't know. It just depends on how the weather goes here. It's been kind of dangerous to get out here recently, and then we had snow, and that sort of put a damper on things. Just been a lot of issues with trying to get to different locations. And yeah, should be hopefully something this weekend. That's my hope. I don't know whether the weather is going to facilitate that or not, but we'll see. But I'm planning to get out on the road at the soonest possible opportunity, while at the same time planning for this upcoming trip. So it's sort of a mismatch of things. I've just been sort of in my downtime recently trying to do anything and everything possible in the background for the trip, so that when the weather does sort of loosen up here a little bit, I can hop out on the road and do a little bit of filming before the trip. So I've been doing, just a little bit of packing, a little bit of planning, a little bit, obviously doing the restore on the computer to make sure everything's ready to go there, getting the new cameras and equipment and everything up and ready to go, getting everything, including obviously the streaming side of things, ready to go again. Yeah, it just finally warmed up here. It was negative 15 yesterday, and then today is back up to about 5 degrees. So yeah, I'm looking forward to some warmer weather. It's looking like it's going to warm up for us here over the next few weeks, so should be a good time to hit the road again and head down to the southern side of the United States. And looking like when I get down there, it should be mid 60s to low 70s for that trip. So yeah, should be quite a nice change. Yeah, got the negative 15 here. It was a lot worse in Chicago, which is not too far away. It's going to be dropping down, or it dropped down to about negative 60 in certain areas around Chicago. And so it was incredibly cold and incredibly dangerous. Yeah, same here, artist. Yeah, it's going to be around 50 degrees here pretty soon, and be raining again. Thank you, Gracie. I appreciate that. I would confirm, but that's kind of harder to... I feel like that's a harder thing to judge from the inside out. And a lot of times takes a person to sort of judge from the outside. So I appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I would agree. In terms of that sort of idea of left brain, right brain capabilities, yeah. I'd say most people are, maybe one way or the other. And then there's some people that do both. But yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, they were super cold in Chicagoland, yeah. A furnace or baseboard? I actually have both. I have a few electric baseboards, and then I have a regular furnace. But yeah. Definitely was down in that polar vortex area. Got hit very, very hard by the cold. Was going to try and do a few videos about it. A few short, not actual videos like episodes or anything for like 539 Productions, but I was going to do like a sort of like the old cold weather test, or not test, I don't know what you would call them. Not really challenges, but like you can make it snow by boiling water and then throwing it out into the frigid air, and then it immediately turns into basically snow and then falls back to the ground. And then you can freeze t-shirts and things like that, and obviously they're stiff as boards. So I thought about doing something like that, but I never got really any chance to do it. Yeah, I went out for a few minutes when it was about negative 10 degrees, and yeah, you could feel it. Every time you breathed in, it was incredible. It was really I mean, as someone who's used to the cold weather, it wasn't anything incredibly different, but yeah, I mean, you can feel every hair in your nose and everything. Thank you, artist. You have a good night too. I appreciate you tuning into the live stream. Glad the landlord pays it. Yeah, that's always nice. But yeah, it would be sad to live in a place where somebody didn't pay the heat. But yeah, it can be dangerous to just breathe. You had a cup of water freeze in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah, it's really, really cold, to say the least. Thanks, artist. Yeah, we will see you here soon. Yeah, I think stuff's fun like that. Yeah. Debbie used to freeze socks. Yeah, I think that's that type of stuff is cool. I always got enjoyment out of stuff like that. Any type of sciencey type of experiments, you know. What did it feel like? Well, especially when you breathe in through your nose, it just feels like you're freezing everything that as you go up. So you breathe in, and it feels like every hair in your nose is like freezing. And I don't know, it's just a weird feeling. It's like you can suddenly feel everything you know. It's one other thing. It's like normally you're not thinking about that side of things, and then you can all of a sudden feel the interior of your sinuses and everything. So it's crazy. Yeah, Gracie, it can be incredibly dangerous. Yeah, you want to keep covered as much as possible and not go out at all if you can avoid it. Hey there, Ian. Welcome. Good to have you. Yeah, it's been crazy cold, but I think we're about to get over that, at least for a while. It should be warming up here again. Looking good for travel, so. Again, Todd, just kind of hoping to have something out this weekend. Not sure exactly what it's going to be at this point. Might be this cool little graveyard that I've been scouting out for a while. That is sort of hidden. Excuse me. Behind a public park, and so I might be doing that. I'm not exactly sure. So yeah, no tongues on the flagpole. Kate Moore, welcome to the live stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's always good to hear from all of you guys, and again, I always love to hear your comments about the videos, and yeah, I mean, I can't say enough. Again, we passed a huge milestone recently. We just passed that 20,000 mark in terms of subscribers, and so just been really, really thankful for all of you guys and for the support that you've given the channel and this journey. And so, a big thank you to everybody out there. Has there been one particular location that's been my favorite? Not necessarily. I sort of like locations just because they are different. And so, I don't know, I like everything. I mean, from doing the, abandoned fire towers in the middle of the forest in southern Indiana to doing, desert locations in Nevada, it's just sort of that crazy experience of traveling to all of these different areas and seeing how incredibly different everything is. And so I wouldn't say that any one place is my favorite. I'd say in terms of favorites, it's just whatever location that I'm at the moment, And it's still a really great question, though. And there's been some locations that have been up there, though, for sure. Obviously, some of the Kentucky locations were some really amazing locations. I was a huge fan of going out and finding the big the tunnels and the railroad bridges we did in Kentucky, along with the different mining equipment that we found down there. And then almost everything that I did on my trip out west was part of the favorites. We did some amazing graveyards in California, some incredible abandoned locations in Nevada. I did an amazing hotel in Idaho that was just, one of the top places I've ever been. And some of these mausoleum locations that I've been filming recently and in the past too. The Mausoleum Row that I went to and filmed at was just an incredible location. So, I mean, there's definitely levels, and I definitely have my favorites, but I wouldn't necessarily put any one location at my top location, if that makes sense. But again, great question. Thank you, Bronx Boy. Yeah, no matter what you want to do, whether you want to comment, whether you want to hit that like button, or just watch, I appreciate anything and everything. So don't feel obligated to do, anything. But yeah, for sure, I appreciate you watching the videos. Thank you, Kalei. Yeah, I really love San Francisco. Looking forward to getting back there here one of these days here soon. Gonna be trying to make it out west again sometime in the spring, and also at a certain point in the spring I'm going to be making it back down to Kentucky to do a little bit more exploring with the family, and doing a few different cool locations down that way. So that should be some fun times. And then definitely going to be getting back out to California. Actually, I'd talked to Xavier in the past here about possibly going out with him, which if you're not familiar with Xavier is from the Cryptid Hunter channel, and is the creator of that channel. And we had talked about possibly, he's from Nevada, but gets over to the California area a lot as well. And so knowing that I had gotten to the California area previous to getting down to Nevada, he had mentioned that the next time I was in that area to get a hold of him so that we could do some exploring out there together as well. So that's possible here in the next few months too. So yeah, down there in Australia, Ian, you've got the summer months going. So it is the exact opposite of us up here. We're all suffering with the cold, and you're enjoying the warmth while you have it. Hey there, Cindy. Good to have you. Welcome to the live stream. We just crossed midnight here in the Midwest. It's at 12:11 a.m. officially, according to my clock at least. And happy to have you all here. Happy to be here streaming, to be back after the restore, and to be, for the most part, stable. We've been dropping a few more frames, it looks like, although at 2.4%, it doesn't seem like it's that much. That's probably noticeable, but it does look like we're dropping a few more frames than normal, being at the higher quality level that we're at right now. We're definitely taking up a lot more power, so we'll see how this goes. Thank you, Cindy. I am happy to be back again. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun streaming again and trying to keep it as regular as possible, computer problems aside, and as long as everything continues to stay stable and seems to be functioning normal again, just as a newly restored computer should, then we will continue to do these streams every few days or so. And yeah, again, looking forward to heading out on the road. I should be on the road again probably around the 14th. I might, depending on where the guys are. So here's how it's going on. I'm driving down there, and the guys are going to fly, and so I'm going to go down and pick them up at the airport. So, depending on where they're staying, where they're flying into, I will probably head down to there. And if travel times go fine, I might, just to make sure that I get down there in time and get to the airport on time, I might make it there the day before. So if so, then I'll be going around the city, checking things out. And I'm not really sure exactly where they're flying into. And I'm not going to release that information until they've cleared that and said that they're wanting to release that information. Otherwise, that may be private information that they, obviously, it's not a big flight, but at the same time, sometimes when you fly, it's just you want to get in, you want to, land, get to your hotel, relax for the night, and do your thing. So, just depending on what they're planning to do and what they want to do will be how much information I release on that side of things. But I will be picking them up at the airport, and then we will be filming on the 15th all day, sort of just doing sort of a freelance sort of going around doing different locations. And then on the 16th, we'll be doing the special location. And gonna be a lot of fun. So great times ahead, great locations. Yeah, it has been a while since we have done the streams, Manya. Been happy to be back here. Is there any location that's on my bucket list? I got a lot of things that I would love to get to. Some of the bigger ones would be maybe like places like Chernobyl in the Ukraine. I would love to do that. Obviously, the site of a very large nuclear incident that occurred, but is now safe to travel to and to explore, and there's different towns that have been affected by that radiation and incident, and so you can travel to these places and see different buildings and homes and military installations and amusement parks and all kinds of crazy stuff there. So that would be one that I think would be really neat to go to. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's a bunch of them. I've got tons of things on maps that I have marked out that I haven't gotten to yet that are big locations. Some of them are just some of them are the biggest locations that would be on my channel, but they just are so expensive to get to that I haven't done them yet. Saturday's your birthday. Oh, that's awesome, Debbie. Happy birthday in advance. And hopefully I'll be able to do a stream then. I would love to. Yeah, I've watched a few different exploring channels that have done a few Chernobyl videos, and including there's actually a channel they haven't posted for a long time, but they actually exclusively did Chernobyl videos, and I think that they were guides themselves on these tours that you can take from the now active hotel that's in Chernobyl. So I would love to hook up with them and do an official tour. So I think that'd be really neat. That's way in the future. But I do intend on... I would like to at least make like a short trip over to Europe. Maybe sometime this year, if possible. If not, sometime in the 2020 year for sure. But yeah, I do have some people that I would love to meet up with over there, and have a lot of plans for that side of the world as well. But I mean, if I were to talk in reality, I would say everywhere is on my bucket list, because I would love to at some point make it to every single country at least once. I find every place fascinating, whatever it is, whatever part of the world it may be in. I think everything is just absolutely incredible. And again, I just like seeing the different areas, and I think that's what makes everywhere so cool, is that it is different. And even something that I've noticed, from traveling around to different places in the Midwest, it's like you could go to some place that's just a few hours away, and in a lot of ways it's very, very similar, but in a lot of ways even those places are incredibly different. It's almost odd to the extent of how different some of these places can be. So oh yeah, I did get to check out the some of the videos from the Night of the Living Dead, and I have seen it before in the past. It had been a long time, but I did remember some of it. But yeah, very cool style. Not sure all what I could incorporate into the 539 channel is utilizing that, but definitely cool. Some Scottish castles. Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to do that. Yeah. All kinds of crazy plans. Yeah. Definitely tons of Europe stuff. I've got plans for almost everywhere. Like, there hasn't been anything that I haven't thought of yet, I don't think. And if I haven't, then it's probably fairly obscure. Gracie, yes, I actually am aware of that town. I have it on my map, actually. I know somebody that has been there. I have a friend that is from... I want to say he's from... I'm probably saying this wrong, but I think he's from Missouri. He operates in a lot of different states. He's a photographer. He works with different news channels and things, and he also has a YouTube channel too. And we were talking recently about going to that town, which almost... Well, I'm not going to give away the town name. But, yeah. Needless to say, it is on my list, and it is someplace that I want to explore. And, yeah, I don't know exactly what all is left. A lot of it has been torn down. I've been keeping an eye on it for a while now, and I've been noticing that as the... aerial photography gets updated over the years, that a lot of it has been torn down. So I'm not sure exactly all what I could get on film, but I would love to try. Hell on Earth, yeah, I have heard of them. I've talked with them back in the day, but it's been a while. Exploration Unknown, yeah, I'm aware of that channel. But yeah, in terms of collaborations, I'll be doing a lot of collaborations over the year. I'm definitely open to some new ones. Definitely open to working some new things in here. So, yeah, if anybody has any connections to those people, then I would totally be willing to try and get together with a few new people. Again, I have a lot of pre-planned stuff, including starting here, obviously, in the next few weeks with the awesome guys down at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration, who are out of the Florida area. And obviously getting back together with a lot of the guys that I've already worked with. And hopefully working with a lot more new people as well. So, I'm up for working with anybody, really. I love the YouTube platform, and I would love to get together with anybody and everybody, including channels that have nothing to do with urban exploration or travel. Whatever type of channel it might be, I would love to work with. So, I'm looking forward to getting together with as many people as possible over the course of this year. Well, yeah, trying to think of the best way to say it, but when it comes to certain channels, everybody's a little bit picky with who they work with, and obviously, not necessarily to say that we're excluding anybody, but I think everybody, to a certain extent, sort of creates their own little circle of creators, and so to break out of that circle and hook up with new people is, it can be a hard thing. And so, I understand that some of the people are a bit reluctant to work with people in general, I'll say. But yeah, if at some point any channel is to contact me, I would love to make some plans with people. Not to say that I'm not picky. I'm definitely picky in whom I work with. I definitely want to work with people who are serious in what they do and who make good videos. And so I do limit myself to that. But like in terms of types of channels, though, I'm not really that picky, And I will work with anybody that I consider to be good at what they do and to be serious about what they do. So. Work with my fans or just explorers. Actually, one of the places that I'm going to be going down in Alabama is actually from a fan suggestion and is a location that is located on a fan's property. So, no, I will absolutely work with fans as well as other channels. And this trip to Alabama will actually be a mix of both. So... Hey there, Francisca. Good to have you. Yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you all so much for joining me. Not sure what our count is at right now. What I should do, though... There we go. Went ahead and retweeted the link here so people can join us. But good to have you all here. Going to be on for a little bit at least. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to be streaming tonight, but I wanted to check in and let you all know exactly what the upcoming plans were, the news here for the future. I'm going to be talking about it again, and we may be doing various things here in the future. I may be doing a live stream with the guys here. I'm not sure exactly what all we're going to be doing here over the next few days and next few, I guess technically weeks, as we lead up to the date that we will be officially meeting up, which is the 15th. So look for a lot of content to come between here and there. Zia, welcome. Good to have you. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah. Watch a couple of folks who explore Finland and Belgium. I do too, actually. See, I watch a channel called, was it the Bros of Decay or something? Isn't it? Yeah, Bros of Decay. Actually, I've known them since they had 400 subscribers, something like that. I remember them messaging me back in the day. But pretty cool group of guys. Do some exploring in the Europe area, which I would love to do. In the area that they explore, it's actually different types of laws, and a lot of the places that they explore I'm kind of saying it wrong, so I sound like I'm making myself sound bad, because a lot of the places I explore too, I have permission, but at the same time, where they are, you don't necessarily need permission to be legal. And so they're able to just sort of discover abandoned places and legally just walk on in and explore them and film them. And I think that's really cool that they have these countries out there that are sort of explorer friendly, and they live in a lot of these areas, and I think it's kind of neat. Yeah, I've watched Jane as well from Finland. Yeah, very cool, sort of nomadic sort of guy. Yeah, I think half the time he just lives in his like tent. Like, I know he drives his motorcycle around everywhere, and I know he has like a tent that he stores in the back of it. I don't know if he always stays there. I'm sure he has like a primary place of residence, but a lot of the times he's just sort of out on the road roaming around, and I think it's a really cool adventure. And yeah, crazy guy, but very adventurous and very brave. Yeah, so if any of you haven't checked out the Urban Ghost Urban Exploration channel, make sure you check that out. I will be working with them starting the 15th, and then we will be filming also on the 16th, and then we will probably be filming a little bit on the 17th, and then again, they may be, I'm not sure exactly what exactly is happening. If we decide to stay down there longer, you know, maybe that'll happen. I don't really know. I'm not sure exactly what their schedule is in terms of how long they're planning on staying. But yeah, we'll be down there for a while, filming, having fun, maybe doing some streams. And I know I'll be doing some streams for sure. I'm sure that they'll be doing some streams as well. But yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. But yeah, and then again, that'll just be sort of the tip of the iceberg in terms of what's going to be happening over the course of the 2019 year, including getting back out to California, back out to Nevada, back out to Idaho. We're going to be doing some stuff back down in Kentucky. We're going to be doing some stuff in Tennessee, a lot of stuff in Ohio. Just all kinds of crazy, amazing locations. And then some people will hopefully be coming out to meet up with me in my local area. I'm looking forward to hopefully getting together with Xavier from the Cryptid Hunter channel and having him come out to my area actually and show him around some of the places out here. So I think that will be a lot of fun too. Cades Cove. I haven't heard of that. I'll have to look that up. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun, Debbie. That would be cool. You are subbed to them, I'm assuming. You're saying, Jennifer? That's awesome. Thank you. Urban Man 2015, welcome. Good to have you. How's it going, man? Why is my... Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my chat really quick here. So wait, were you in here before, bro? Like, I was just actually talking about you a second ago. I don't know if you actually heard or not. But I was saying something about... Okay, so I am right. I had to go over to your channel for a minute because I felt embarrassed because I think I had... Oh, shit. Okay, sorry. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I was right. Yeah, I was telling everybody you were from Missouri. And... from your videos, I'm assuming. But you like make it so many different places that I'm always feel like I'm forgetting where you're from. But yeah, so Urban Man 2015, he's the guy I was talking about that we were talking a while ago about going to the ghost town in northeastern Oklahoma, which I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. But yeah, good to see you here, bro. Thank you for showing up. I would like text you or whatever, but I'm actually using my cell phone as a camera right now, so I can't like text you or anything. But okay, yeah, I'm glad I got that right. Okay. I felt bad like not knowing the correct place, but yeah, go check out his channel as well, Urban Man 2015. Yeah, got a lot of cool stuff, and I'm gonna be doing some cool stuff hopefully with him here this year too. I was supposed to get together with him during the trip out west, but due to the nonsense with my license and having to come back to get my license renewed, I was not able to make it out to Missouri because originally I was going to head out to California using I-80, and then I was going to go down to Southern California like I did, and to Las Vegas as I did, and then was going to, instead of coming back using I-80, I was going to come back using Route 66 and the I-40, I think it is, and go back that way and meet up with him and do some cool locations out there. And I didn't end up being able to do that, and so I'm hoping to rectify that whole situation sometime this year. And got some really cool locations in mind. So yeah, it should be more awesome stuff coming here over the next few months as we plan that out. First time I managed to catch a live stream. Welcome to Sam. What city do I live in? I don't live in any specific city. I live in northeastern Indiana. I don't live in a city. I live near a few cities. But I'm sort of like in this weird sort of suburbia in between a couple different towns. But I don't really talk too much about the exact name of the cities that I live around, only because of some of the bad experiences I've had in the past. But possibly in the future I'll talk about it more. Well, thank you for the questions. Good to have you here on the stream. Glad you were able to catch a live stream. Hopefully that answers the question to the best. It's to the best ability that I can do at this point. But hopefully that's good enough for you. If I can be a little bit more specific without necessarily giving away everything, I will certainly try. But I'm not sure exactly how I can do that at this point. But yeah, Urban Man 2015 does a lot of cool videos. As he said here, the fires, firefighting scenes, things like that, crime scenes. He also does urban exploration and does some really amazing storm chasing stuff as well. And hoping at a certain point to catch a ride along with him for some of that stuff too. I would love to go chasing some tornadoes with him sometime. I'm sure he would take me along. So maybe we'll be doing that at some point. Might be the last video that I ever do. Zia just subbed to Urban Man. Thank you. That's awesome. Yeah, I would. Everybody, if you're here, make sure you check out Urban Man 2015 and give him a sub. He does a lot of local stuff, a lot of local photography and work with local news stations, a lot of crazy awesome stuff, including, like I said, some storm chasing. So if you're looking for a little bit, again, as you know, with the 539 Productions channel, we try to take urban exploration, but give that unique little twist on it, and that's the same thing with Urban Man. His unique little twist is his storm chasing, as well as his filming at the various fire scenes and crime scenes and things like that. So make sure you check out his channel as well, and give a sub over there. Yeah, I got your channel pulled up right now. But some crazy stuff. But yeah, just some really amazing videos. I'm sure everybody will love to check out. just that content that you can sit there and watch, binge it, you know. No problem. Yeah, and yeah, he should probably be here on the 539. Not here. This is not the 539 Productions channel, but rather the. I'm just gonna start calling it. Okay, from here on out, let's just call it the Mystery Channel. I don't care. My Story is dead. I don't even want to call it the My Story Channel anymore. I don't even like that name, but let's just call it the Mystery Channel. So here on the Mystery Channel, that's where we are now. But anyway, so yeah, he should be maybe appearing here shortly on the 539 Productions channel. Assuming I get off my butt and get out there to his neck of the woods and do some filming out there. But I have this really incredible location. I don't even know if I've texted you about it yet. But I have this crazy location in mind. Which not only would be a really cool location, but we might be able to sort of help this person out who owns this location. But one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It's actually a mausoleum location. One of the coolest locations that I've seen in a long time. So, yeah. Well, a fire and a high-speed chase. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, like I said, he does some crazy stuff. A lot of newsworthy type stuff. You know, like I said, the fires, the chases. Yeah, I can see it on your page right now. Yeah, high speed chase in Joplin, Missouri. We got a house fire. You know, just a crazy assortment of videos, and along with the storm chasing. So yeah, make sure you check that out as well. Chris McSweeney, welcome to the live stream. Good to have you. Thank you so much for saying hi. Yeah, everybody welcome Chris. Yeah, good to have you all here. Thank you all for showing up. I had a really good turnout tonight. I've been really impressed. And been happy to be back to the live streaming. Happy to have this restored done and out of the way. Happy to be at a place where we are stable and yeah, not crashing, because half of the time just the very act of changing between the different scenes here would cause the entire program to crash. This is just code red right now, but due to the YouTube terms of service, I try to avoid putting any types of branding or labeling on stream anymore, so I try to keep everything in these very indescript containers. So, yeah. Just some Mountain Dew. Some Code Red. Yeah, I agree. I like the mystery name. And, you know, I was lucky enough to get the link. And so I think it works well. And still at the same time has that little hidden bit of info, which is, you know, my name in there. So it's the magic potion. I wish it were magic. Thank you, Debbie. Appreciate that. Some tequila. Chris is having the tequila. Yeah. It's been a long time. Everybody has a crazy tequila tequila story, right? I don't know what it is about tequila, but everybody has like a crazy tequila story or has some weird characteristic that they have about their like own personality while they're on tequila, which is different from them having any other sort of alcohol. So, yeah. There we go. I don't know why that YouTube randomly blocked a comment. So I don't know what that is. What is my middle name? Ooh. It's a good one, but that one will have to remain a secret for right now. I'll have to be part of the mystery. So many things that could be said about that. But yeah, for the moment, that will remain a mystery. Makes clothes fall off. That's an interesting concept right there. That could be a good or a bad thing, possibly. It's better to be a fun drinker than the opposite, right? So nothing wrong with that. If you can handle it, then do it, or whatever. All good with me. A mystery van to go with the mystery channel. Yeah, there we go. We can be like the folks over at Scooby-Doo. Have our mystery van. It would have to be a mystery car, though, because I'm not much of the van type. I just don't know if I could do the vans. Maybe if it was a camper van. I could do a camper van. You're guessing as James or Anthony. It's not James or Anthony. I can confirm. I will 100% tell you what it is not. And James or Anthony is not it. Good guesses, though. It's a country song. I don't know what's a country song, but something is a country song. You have your own... Oh, Gargamel. Right now. He's bringing us some magic potion. There you go. If only we could all have some magic potions. Maybe this could be my magic potion. Not very magical, though. Not many effects. Whatever sugar and caffeine. I got energy. There you go. It has an energy. Sugar and caffeine. The farthest I have traveled to visit a cemetery, I guess, would be technically about 2,000 miles. 2,100. I don't know exactly. It's almost exactly 2,000 miles between me and San Francisco. So when I traveled out to San Francisco to meet up with Steve from the Big Steve Entertainment channel, that was approximately 2,000 miles. So that would be my longest ever to visit a graveyard or cemetery, which was, yeah, again, 2,000 miles. So that would be it. Debbie's son's name is Matthew Aaron. Oh, that's an interesting combo. I've never heard that combo before. That's cool. Thank you for sharing. Need your magic potion to get some sleep. Well, I hope you get your magic potion. I don't know. Yeah. Magic potions are awesome. Drinking cherry Coke tonight. I love the cherry Coke. What I actually like is when you go to restaurants and you find the restaurants that don't carry cherry Coke in the actual fountain drink, and so they will add the cherry grenadine to regular Coke, and I find that to be absolutely amazing. No problem, Chris. Wow. Apparently I'm talking with a lisp tonight. But yeah, absolutely happy to answer your question. Glad that I answered it to your standards. But yeah, let me know if you have any other questions. I'd be happy to answer any of your questions. And again, I apologize. I probably should switch the chat out with the streaming window, because my streaming window is kind of over here and my chat's way over here. And so when I'm looking at the chat and reading all of your guys' comments, I'm sort of staring at the wrong place. And when my camera is this direction, as you can see, because when I point that way, it's pointing straight on at you guys and not looking over here. But if you're ever wondering why I'm sort of looking over this direction, it's because right at the moment I have the chat window positioned over this way. Just be thankful that it's not over this way, which is where my second monitor is. And then I would just sort of be staring at the wall, at least as you guys could see. Drinking water, not allowed to drink water or alcohol. Well, you know what? Water is probably a lot healthier for you than alcohol anyway, so I guess it's probably a plus for you in the end. Your dad and your grandpa were both Aarons. That's interesting. I always find that kind of crazy when people have a similar naming scheme. What is it? There's a famous boxer. Oh, I can't remember which boxer it is. George Foreman? I think it's George Foreman because all of his sons are named George. Is there any cemetery that I haven't visited that is on my bucket list? I have a lot of them that I'm going to be visiting. I've done I did a video a while ago over on the 539 Productions channel, which was some of the fails and some of the places that I've tried to get to that I wasn't actually able to get to, and there was a lot of cool places on that list, and one of them, a few of them were graveyards, but one of them in particular was a graveyard in southern Indiana. That is really way, way far off the grid in the middle of the forest. It's miles and miles to get there, and I've been trying to make it there for a while, and I'm hoping to make it back there by the springtime. And in fact, when I make it back from my trip down to Alabama, I may try to take a special trip back down to southern Indiana to get that place. So, and I'm looking forward to making it back there in general. I stayed in a really amazing town while I was down there, and I really would love to stay there again, and hopefully really early this year. Yeah, caffeine definitely wakes me up. It just depends on the amount. I guess it makes me crash after a while. Like, if I drink it in the morning and then I wake up, and I've drank way too much of it in the morning, and then by the afternoon I will crash. But I've never had it where it just puts me to sleep in general. Have I gone to New Orleans? No, I've never gone to New Orleans, but I would love to go. Hoping to go soon. Alright, I'm going to take a quick break, and I'm going to be right back here. So I'm going to put it over to the music, and then I will be back in about 5 minutes. So stick around, folks. Alright, we are back. Thanks everybody that have stuck around. I hope that the volume is okay. It looks okay to me, but I hope that it sounds okay to all of you guys. So if something happens to sound off, let me know, and I will try and fix that. But for the moment, let me see if I've missed anything. Again, it kind of irritates me that no matter how much, I mean, I get why as an IT person, but no matter how much I expand the window, the size of the chat doesn't increase, which is normal completely, but at the same time, it's sort of irritating. Well, actually, you know what? I'm in Firefox now. How do I do this? No. There should be a way to zoom. I'm in Firefox. No. This isn't... I know there's a way to do this. I'm going to have to figure it out later. So yeah, okay. Whoa. Many thanks to those people that have been retweeting me. I really appreciate that. Some crazy tweets right now. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. I don't know if anybody knows. There's this dude. His name is Simon or Simone Stalenhag, something, and he has a deal with Amazon right now. He's an artist, a visual artist, and he has a series that's being based upon his art that's being created right now on Netflix, and it's really cool. My Twitter is @MattIsaac. I'll put it in the chat. In fact, I'll just put the link. Oops. Alright, so that right there is my Twitter link. If anybody cares to go over there and give me a follow, I try to post over on that account every single day and do any type of vital updates for the 539 Productions YouTube channel over there. So if you are expecting a video to occur on 539 Productions and it doesn't happen, or if you were just looking for what the upcoming schedule is for the channel or this channel, or any types of travels that are going on here in the future, that would be the place to look for it. And again, I am on there usually on a daily basis. So How much snow do we have? I really don't know exactly in total. It's snowed about another half inch today. I think when I went out over the past week or so to do some shoveling or snow blowing, there's been about 8 to 10 inches on the ground. Some of that could be because of the wind, though. I just blew my middle name debacle. I don't even know how. Maybe I did. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. Debbie's middle name is Gracie. I'm guessing that's what that means. That's awesome. That's a cool name. I like that. Jennifer has 15 inches of snow. Wow. That's crazy. Michigan gets pretty nuts during the winter. I will say that. I've been to Michigan quite a few times, and more than a few times during the winter. And yeah. Some really cool stuff to see, though, for sure. Well, Todd, you could definitely do some cool skiing in Michigan, that's for sure. I have actually been skiing in Michigan. And there's lots of great ski resorts up there. You probably know that, though. Yeah, I was not. Or I should say, it was not too long ago that I was in Michigan doing some skiing up at the, I believe, the Bittersweet ski resort. Oh, your grandma's name. Okay, gotcha. My bad. Yeah, sometimes I miss some comments here and there. My apologies. I try to see as many things as possible. But even though I will admit I'm not the biggest YouTuber in the world, and including my second channel, we have a decent amount of people to watch these streams. But it's definitely not the most amount of comments that channels receive, but at the same time, it can still get to a point where comments can get lost in the mix. So I apologize, and I try to get to as many things as humanly possible. And if I occasionally accidentally miss a few things, I hope you all will forgive me for that. So yeah, looking forward to getting out of the snow for a little bit here. That's one thing that will be nice about, one of the many things that will be nice about heading down to Alabama is to get back to near summer. By the time I get to Alabama, it should be almost into the 70s, at least in the 50s and the 60s the entire time I'm there. So it actually should be really nice. So I'm really looking forward to it. And just for the very sake of meeting up with the guys. Again, Joe and Rob over at Urban Ghost Urban Exploration have been longtime friends of the 539 Productions channel, and have been people that I've been communicating with for years now, and I think years now. But at any rate, the people that I'm looking forward to getting together with and creating videos with. So it'll be a lot of fun. One to 3 centimeters of snow. Well, so that's not too bad. That's a little bit of a blanket, a little bit of a dusting. I've got your whole name, so well, if I didn't have so many complications, then maybe. A natural gas explosion. Wow, that sounds scary. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate that. I'm glad that they're enjoyable. I always wonder, I kind of do just sort of a strictly hangout sort of stream and answer questions that people might have about the 539 Productions videos. I occasionally do normal type of videos here, like vlog style videos as well. But yeah, I'm always happy to know that people are enjoying this format. Sorry that you're having issues, Francisca. Yeah, sometimes it can be a local issue. I don't really know, unless everybody starts reporting that they're having the same issue. Normally, it's just a localized thing. It could be with the just the local rate of consumption on your internet lines there. So I don't know. Any famous grave that I want to visit that I haven't been to yet? Yeah, there's a few that I have in mind. Trying to think if there's anything I could reveal without giving away too much. Some of it I have in mind for this year, and I kind of want to keep it a little bit of a secret until it happens. But yeah, there's a decent amount of famous graves that I'm going to be visiting here soon. I'll say that at the very least. Actors, business owners, maybe even some presidents, things like that. If I ever went skiing at the Pines in Indiana, no, I've never been skiing at all in Indiana. I think I've only been skiing really in Michigan. Yeah, it could be the fact that I'm doing higher quality. That could be causing some issues. Yeah, if it continues to happen, let me know. But, yeah, I might have to turn down the quality a little bit. But, yeah, that was one of the reasons that I'm streaming like I am tonight, is to test out the quality and see if it was going to cause any issues like that. And so if it is causing buffering issues, then for the next stream, I'll try and adjust things so that it's not causing any further issues. So for the moment, I'm going to try to not sign off and sign back on immediately, as it a lot of times obviously it kicks everybody out and starts a brand new stream. So thanks for joining us, Zia. Have a good night. Hope to see you here in the next one. Yeah, I might need to upgrade my internet at some time this year. Now that we're doing more streams and I'm trying to do them with a higher quality, I may have come to the limits of my internet connection and need to update that. We'll have to see here. I'm gonna keep doing it here for a little while. If you have buffering issues, just make sure to let me know in chat when it does happen, and if it continues to happen, I will again downgrade it temporarily and then re-upgrade it when I can update the internet service. So, but yeah, it is possible. This stream again was a bit of a test, and like I said, I doubled the quality from the last stream. So it is literally sending all of you guys double the information. So the idea that it may be messing up a little bit is completely realistic. So yeah, if you experience any problems like that, make sure to let me know. So I hope that that's not the case. I hope that is not on my end. I don't 100% know at this point. At this point, from my end, everything is looking okay. It's all showing up as green. It's showing that it's streaming at approximately 5,000 K, which is about 1080p at 30 frames a second. But it is taking up a decent amount of my resources, so you can see how it might be causing some issues. But so far, my software is reporting that the stream is actually in excellent condition right now, so I really don't know whether it's a localized thing, maybe even just in different areas of the country or whatever it is. So we'll just continue to see what happens and go from there. So yeah, but going strong for the moment. It's almost 1:30. In fact, from me, it is exactly 1:23 in the morning. But yeah, I'm down to stream for a little while, down to hang out for a little bit. I don't want to be on incredibly late tonight. I am trying to get some stuff done tomorrow. I need to get out, and I need to get my brakes checked. I need to get my oil changed. And I've got other stuff that I need to get done in between now and leaving for Alabama. So at a certain point, I'm going to have to take off and get some rest and wake up to get that stuff done too. Otherwise, it would be absolutely useless to be on here streaming, because what would the point be if I don't have the 539 Productions channel going on as well? So good to hear, Francisca. Have I ever been to Petoskey, Michigan? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Not that I know of. I've been to a lot of places in Michigan. I've done a lot of travel around Michigan. Even that might be an understatement. It's been one of the places I've traveled the most throughout my life, and I don't know that I've been there, but it's possible. It's possible that I passed through there on the way to somewhere else. So it's possible that I've stayed there and I just didn't remember it. But not that I know of. But again, I've been there so many different times throughout my life that it's possible that I just went there and didn't really remember. Expensive place. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but I don't know. Thanks, Chris, so much. Yeah, you have a good night. Hope to see you in the next stream as well. Up past Traverse City. Oh, yeah, I've been to Traverse City. I've been to Traverse City. I've been to Mackinac Island. I've been to Sault Ste. Marie. Yeah, Upper Peninsula, Lower Peninsula. I've been to Detroit. I mean, all kinds of places. I mean, I've been all over Michigan. Again, one of my most traveled states. So, yeah. But yeah, Traverse City is one of those places. It's been a long time since I've been there, but I have traveled through that area. And I think one of the last times I went up to Traverse City was actually while I was traveling to Mackinac Island. But a really cool place. And yeah, I mean, Michigan in general. And lots of cool winter locations up there, too. I've actually been to Detroit a lot. Starting out about 12, 13 years ago. And been all around the city. Been through there a few times just to get to Canada. And then I had a friend that worked in the auto industry. And we went up there a couple times. I've been to 8 Mile. Been to some of the different auto shops up there that create parts for the various automotive industries up here. So I haven't done any filming really in Upper Michigan, so I have no idea on that, Don. I have some places that I'm intending to film in that area, but nothing in particular at the moment that I've done anyway. No coffee for Francisca. Oh yeah, that would be a rough one. I do partake in the coffee from time to time. Yeah, big fans of that area, Manya. Don't go below 11 miles. Yeah. I'm assuming that's a reference to the road names, which everybody's sort of akin to the 8 Mile name, which, of course, there's a bunch of different roads with a bunch of different mile names. I think there's like 20 Mile Road, like 16 Mile Road, and 10 Mile Road. Like, there's all kinds of crazy road names. So, yeah, when I was traveling up through Detroit, a lot of times we would see all the different mile road names. And all of them are the way you would assume that they were either. Like 8 Mile is really nice on one end, and then really rough on the other end. So, it's a huge contrast. But yeah, interesting place though. I didn't regret my travels through Detroit. I've been there quite a few different times though, and each time was a little bit different. Some of them were rougher than others, and I've been to all areas of Detroit, whether they were incredibly nice areas or incredibly rough areas. I've been to everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's like any other city. It might have a little bit bigger extremes than some cities, and it's definitely had a rough time for many years. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know how you really put it. I mean, it's one of those cities that's been hit harder than a lot of places, and it shows. But at the same time, there's a lot of really resilient people that live in these places, and a lot of really amazing people. And I've met some incredible people that have lived in Detroit and that continue to prosper in Detroit, and met some really amazing people from the automotive industry, and got some chances to tour around some of the different automotive shops up there, and it was a great experience. And it's one of those places where there's a lot of bad things happening, but at the same time there's a lot of good. Yeah, it would be bad to not be able to drink coffee for a while. But yeah, it's probably not as good for you as you would think. But yeah, probably better than a lot of caffeine drinks, though. I'm afraid of all goofballs with guns. Yeah, I would be afraid of anybody crazy that has a weapon of any sorts. Anybody crazy with a weapon is not desirable, right? If 2019 can be the year of getting weapons out of the hands of crazy people, that would be cool with me. Whatever that weapon may be, gun, non-gun, whatever it is, let's just get guns and weapons in general away from crazy people, right? Crazy people shouldn't have weapons of any sort. I don't mean to be offensive by saying crazy people. I mean, if anything, if you're in one of those states or one of those places in life, then I would hope that they have help more than anything. So, that's my hope for that. Buffering again, I'm so sorry, Debbie. Yeah, I might have to tweak the settings just a little bit. I don't know why tweak needs air quotes, doesn't need it at all. Totally didn't need it at all. Completely unnecessary. But at any rate, I do hope to tweak the settings a little bit, get everything working a little bit better. But I have to bring it down. I put it up to about 5,000K, which is approximately 1080p. But I may end up bringing it down just a tad. Maybe to like 4,800, something like that, to tweak it just a bit. So, hey there, Steven. Yeah, I know exactly what area you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, it's one of those crazy things. I mean, it's Detroit's one of those places I just feel like everybody's wrong about it. Not necessarily the residents, the people who have lived there I think know exactly what they're talking about. But when it comes to people who are outsiders, I feel like no one's right about it. A lot of people think it's just this crazy trash place that is like, everything's abandoned, everything's falling apart, and that's not the case at all. And it's definitely not the nicest city in the world. On the other end of things, there's definitely some things that are wrong. There's definitely, a lot that needs to be done there. But at the same time, there are a lot of nice things about Detroit and a lot of nice areas. And so, yeah, it's one of those weird places that there's just a lot of rumors and a lot of stories, and some of them are true and some of them aren't. But there's a decent amount of abandoned stuff in Detroit. It is one of those cities that has a greater concentration of that type of thing, and so a lot of the rumors are true, but it's just to what extent. So. Oh yeah, I see a few people are talking about Cave Hill Cemetery. Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah, the graves of Colonel Sanders and Muhammad Ali are there, and it is a place that I am aware of and would love to film at some point. To anybody out there, yeah, I try to get to everybody's comments, but sometimes I don't get to everything. But not that I don't want to, not that I'm not trying to. But yeah. But I appreciate everybody out there. Appreciate all your comments. Appreciate all your questions. Thank you all so much for joining in this conversation here tonight. And if I'm missing anything, I am sorry and apologize. But I will try to the best of my ability to get to everybody's comments, to get to everybody's questions. But, I'm not perfect. I may miss a few things out there. I may accidentally pass up a few things. Especially, with some of you being familiar faces here, when you have a lot of comments going on and I see a lot of familiar faces, sometimes I can miss things, unfortunately, because I see a familiar face out there and I think that I've already read that comment, and unfortunately I haven't. And what I've actually done is seen a familiar name and mistakenly passed it up. So my apologies if I have somehow mistakenly passed up one or two of your guys' comments out there. I am not trying to do so, and definitely am not trying to ignore everybody or anybody for that matter. But I will occasionally make mistakes. Drinking some Code Red tonight. Nothing elaborate. Just some soda in a nondescript container to abide by the YouTube laws. I poured the drink and the camera became blurry. Wow. Well, apparently the camera's having a lot more fun than I am. I apologize. Am I blurry? I don't know. It appears to be focusing all right to me. Maybe it's quality. I don't know. kind of strange. Apparently I poured a drink and the camera got a little tipsy. I don't know. But yeah, been a long time since I've been up to the Detroit area. Been meaning to get back there. Used to go through there a lot. Sometimes I was going to Canada, though. Sometimes I was going to Detroit. I've been to Canada through Detroit a few different times. I've also been to Canada through Sault Ste. Marie a few different times. So, yeah. Just depends on the time that I was there. But, yeah, I mean, every place has their problems. Every place has those areas that they need to improve upon, and Detroit is no different. And yeah, it might be slightly more challenged in certain areas, but at the same time, I feel like it's one of those areas that can definitely come back. So, yeah. But I have a lot of cool Detroit stories, lots of fun stuff that has happened while I was either in Detroit or going through Detroit. And yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of appreciation for it, and I've seen a lot of cool stuff there, including a lot of stuff that no one has ever seen. I've had some friends that worked in the automotive industry, and so I've gotten a lot of private, behind-the-scenes sort of VIP tours of different automotive factories in Detroit that a lot of people don't get to see. The Upper Peninsula, yeah, I would love to do some Upper Peninsula stuff. It's been a long time since I've been up there. I've never done any Upper Peninsula stuff on the channel. I've done some Michigan stuff on the channel, but it's all been Lower Peninsula. And yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff that I would love to include. And yeah, a lot of unique locations that would fit incredibly well on the 539 Productions channel. And so if I can at some point this year get to those locations, I would love to do that as well. I think I just moved too much and spilled some of my drink. I felt a splash on my feet. Anyway, but yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun to get to the Upper Peninsula again. But it's been a long time. Yeah, I have no shortage of location ideas in in terms of location ideas in general, I have hundreds of things that haven't been either filmed by me or possibly anyone. I've got all kinds of incredible, unique locations that I've never found on YouTube before. Including in Michigan, Ohio. Shoot, it would be hard to say that I didn't have a state that I didn't have something in. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun to be able to tour around places that the general public doesn't necessarily have access to on a regular basis, and got a few locations like that coming up here over the next few weeks. It's going to be a lot of fun, and yeah. Yeah, I won't be far from Georgia. In fact, the location I'll be at in Alabama will be probably about half an hour away from Georgia. So, yeah, I might be going over into Georgia. It just depends. I'm not really quite sure yet what all I'll be heading up. Obviously, I mean, if you have seen any of the guys' videos, you'll know that they do a lot of filming at nighttime. And so, that might be something that we do a lot of while we're out there, as well as doing some daytime filming too. So, I mean, there's tons and tons of opportunities for us to get out there and film some really amazing places, and I'm looking forward to doing both daytime and nighttime filming while I'm out there. So, who knows what'll happen. But I've never heard of that graveyard, or excuse me, cemetery. Bonadventure Cemetery. I'll have to look that up. I've never heard of that before. Metal detecting, yeah, that would be a fun one. That'd be kind of cool. A sewer. Oh, grease trap. I thought you said geese trap. I was gonna be a little confused there for a second. But anyway, yeah, that'd be interesting. Sorry for the issues, Francesca. Yeah, I might have to slightly adjust for the next stream. In Savannah, Georgia. I'll have to check that out. I'm not sure exactly how far away that's going to be from where I am, but if it's not too far away, I will certainly check it out. Civil War era cemetery. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, that'd be an interesting one too. Yeah, I love the Civil War stuff. Whether it's just a Civil War era location, or whether it's specifically designed around the Civil War, whether it's like a Civil War era graveyard or whatever it may be, I love checking stuff like that out. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's gonna be lots of fun times. Lots of incredibly old and abandoned stuff down in Alabama. Again, I must have at least 20 locations marked out already that we could possibly go to, and I know that on their end, the guys, Rob and Joe, are looking up stuff as well. So there's going to be all kinds of locations that both of us are trying to get to, or all of us, I should say, are trying to get to. So I'm sure it's going to be more of a fight for time than anything else. So I think it'll be really interesting times. The Circus Cemetery in southern Oklahoma. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look that one up as well. That sounds really interesting. But no, I've never heard of that before. My apologies. I just struck the mic there. Not as bad as setting the glasses and whatnot really hard down on with the glass desk here, but still. Oh, I'm not wobbling. I'm flat-footed. I can't sit still, otherwise my feet will hurt me. So if I don't continue to move back and forth, but I pretty much do that every stream. I just move back and forth. Every stream since I've had the stand-up set up. But it's sort of a mix between what I would assume is restless leg syndrome and flat feet. My legs hurt if I don't move for a certain period of time, which is seconds. And then my flat feet mean that my joints will a lot of times ache if I don't move around. So, while maybe on the outside it may appear that I'm drinking and like becoming, I don't know, messed up or something, really what it is just my body telling me to move because it's been too long since I've moved my feet. Good night, Manya. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, hopefully I got to you soon enough there. But yeah, glad to have you here on the live stream. Hopefully you'll get to join us here next time. But good to have you again. Yeah, I do this all the time. This is restless leg syndrome. Like, same thing when I'm sitting down. My legs just kill me. Like, if I don't like stretch them every like 30 seconds or so, a lot of times. Sometimes I can get away with not doing it. Sometimes it's worse than others, but like, especially when I'm standing, because I have no arches in my feet. My knees bend inward, and so unless like right now I'm not actually wearing any shoes, and so my knees bend inward. And so I have a lot of joint pain. So that's part of what it is. So I just move constantly. But it's just something I've always done. You know. And it's probably one of the reasons I've always got asked, like even when I was really young, like people would ask if I was like messed up or like high or like drunk or something. And a lot of times it's just because of the way that I moved around, because I couldn't really help it. Yeah. So, yeah, it's just been something I've dealt with all my life. But yeah, it's really only affected the way that I move during streams, though. I kind of sway from side to side, and like that's why I'm doing this right now, because I cannot physically endure keeping my weight on one area of my feet for very long, so I have to do this. That's why I do this. I'm exaggerating it right now to show all of you, but like I do that all the time because I cannot possibly endure just sitting there on one position in one position with my feet. It's impossible. I would just go crazy. So I do that, and that's anytime you see me like just like doing that too, that's why I'm doing that. I'm stretching my feet out, I'm moving my muscles around, I'm making it possible for me to continue to stream without going absolutely nuts. Yeah, I do, Francis. Yeah, I have inserts in my shoes that are arch supports, so that it helps to build an artificial sort of arch in my feet, and yeah, helps me to maintain movement in a sense, because yeah, without that support, I cannot continue to move. For instance, like when I'm on the beach, I can't walk for very long barefoot because of the lack of support from the sand. So like if I'm at the ocean, I will eventually get to the point where I can't walk anymore. My feet will literally feel like someone's stabbing me. I mean that in every sense of the word. It literally feels like someone's jamming a hard piece of metal into the bottom of my feet. So it's real difficult. But yeah, it's hard living with flat feet. That's all I could say. Rolling a tennis ball. Yeah, I've never tried that. I'll have to. Yeah, I mean, it have to be something I have to look into too. But yeah, I mean, it's difficult with flat feet in general. You know. Again, I have knee problems. I could have eventually lots of back problems and things like that. There are a lot of things I can do to prevent that. Inserts in my shoes being one of those, and that's what I'm trying to get into now to try and prevent some of those problems here in the future. But unfortunately, still walking barefoot can be somewhat of a chore. Yeah, I agree, Todd. Yeah, you want to keep moving as much as possible. Yeah, and just in general, and what I do, with YouTube, there's a lot of editing, and when you sit down and edit for long periods of time, you can get blood clots, and it's really dangerous to sit for too long. So you want to try and avoid that if possible. So, which is one of the reasons I got a stand-up desk so that I could avoid sitting down and editing. You know. No worries, Gracie. I appreciate the medical advice. I mean, God knows I could use it. I mean, I'm not a medical professional, so I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, Francisco, that's what it feels for me. Like when I walk across sand too much, um, it's like there's a. I hate to say it because it's so gross in a sense. I feel like I'm grossing people out, but it's like there's this tearing sensation on the bottom of my foot, as if the only thing I could describe it as, and it's not that, because I know for a fact that's not what's actually happening, but to me it feels as if the muscle is tearing off of the bone, and that's the sensation that I get when I'm walking across sand for too long. But that's not exactly what's happening. I don't know exactly what's causing the pain, but that's the sensation. It's like a tearing pain. That's the only way I can describe it. But the long-term driving doesn't help, but I do enjoy it. I love driving. I'm a big road trip person. But yeah, it's one of those flat feet are a trial that you have to deal with, and you just have to do your best to make it work. And unfortunately, especially when you're trying to do things like what I try to do with YouTube and exploring, it makes it incredibly difficult, but it's still well worth it. I still love it, and I wouldn't give it up for the world. And it's just one of those things that you have to figure out a way to work around it. And yeah, I mean, again, you've seen, on the channel that I've continued to travel and continued to hike and do all these videos where I walk around these places that are sometimes incredibly huge and take long periods of time to explore. And I don't let it get me down. I don't let it hold me back. But at the same time, it does have consequences. So it makes it difficult, and it makes it definitely takes a certain amount of planning to maneuver around and travel like this. It definitely I don't know. I don't want to say it's a setback, but it's a because I don't let it hold me back, but at the same time, it does make you plan things differently. Yeah, absolutely, Debbie. Yeah, when you're not on a solid surface, it can be incredibly hard. And yeah, sand's one of those things. Certain types of dirt, mud, um, anything, including just not having the right shoes, and it's really hard. But at the same time, it's like, you know, you don't feel helpless. You do feel like you can still get out there and explore and travel and do these things. You just have to do it in a smart way. And that's what I have to do, and that's what I do. And I just try to do the best I can. But yeah, I mean, it's very good for your health to move around. It's something that you need to do. It's something that your body was designed to do. And some people have certain physical limitations where they are not able to move around a lot, and that's unfortunate. And it does put, again, these sort of unfortunate risk on your plate, which is the risk of like blood clots and whatnot. But to those of you out there that can prevent it, to those of you that can do something about it, please do. It is very important to move around, to exercise, to get that time on your feet. We were created to move around. We evolved to move around and to hunt and to move around on our feet and to walk and run and do these things, and it is incredibly good for us and part of our nature to do so. So if you possibly can move around, if you can walk, if you can run, if you can jog, if you can do anything like this, please do, because that's something that's a natural part of of what it means to be human, and something that's necessary for those of us who have that luxury of growing up with a lifestyle and a body which is normal in a sense. I hate to use the word normal, but normal to what it means to be human and physical. And so if you have the ability to utilize that and to be physical and go out there and get exercise in the that out there in the world, then please do so. Never heard of the tonic water idea. I'll have to try that sometime. I have tried tonic water before, but never in that capacity. Yeah, absolutely, Todd. Exercise is number one, but yeah, for those of us out there who have a different source of bodies, and especially I'm a great example having flat feet. There are unique challenges for people like us out there trying to move around, and that can be painful and dangerous. For someone with flat feet, I can be one to tell you that I've had a lot of unique challenges. From my knees popping out of socket, from having ankle pain, from having the bottom of my feet again feel like they're ripping off of my, like the muscles are ripping off my bones. There's a lot of unique challenges to going through these things. And while it is a challenge, there is still ways, to live a normal lifestyle and to still get exercise and, live healthy. And that's what I'm trying to do, is to live healthy, to eat healthy, and to get exercise while at the same time dealing with these challenges that I deal with on a daily basis. So I appreciate all the comments and all the support. Is it my whole foot or just the with I don't know, maybe you're not talking to me. I don't know, maybe you're talking to someone else. It's, in terms of me and my flat feet, it's my entire foot. My arch is what's flat, not my heel. So I have no arch. But it's a huge issue in terms of walking. And that same issue that I deal with when I talk about like walking on sand, where it feels like there's like a tearing sensation. That also happens, when I am just walking a long distance in general. Yeah, they advise that I wear shoes with special arch support. Really, I should have like a prescribed arch support system. I don't at the moment. I probably will in the future, but I do have inserts in my shoes. Oh, the pain itself, the sensation that I feel is like, I would say right in the middle of my foot. Like, sort of like in the middle of the arch. Yeah, I wouldn't describe it as like a pain from the surface. It's sort of like an interior pain that feels like something inside is tearing. As if I walked too hard and it tore like a ligament, even though I don't think that it is that, but I would say from a layman's non-medical perspective that's what I would describe it as, but I don't think that that's what's actually happening. So yeah. The worst case that he's ever seen. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I don't know how I would compare to you. That'd be interesting to see how my feet compared to yours, Debbie. But generally, when I see people describe my feet, it's pretty bad. It's one of the worst cases of flat feet, but I haven't seen a whole lot of doctors about it, so I really don't know. But it'd be interesting. But I would love to compare sometime. It'd be interesting to try the Dr. Scholl's. I've been told by doctors that I would be a qualified candidate for surgery. So I know that I'm to that point where if I really wanted to, I could actually have surgical intervention done to fix my flat feet. So that's kind of if we're to talk about the level of seriousness for my condition, that's where we're at. Like the doctors have said, either get professional level medical orthotics or have surgery to correct your feet. And so I'm maybe not at the top of the list, but I'm pretty far up there on seriousness in terms of, either put something in there to fix it or get it fixed permanently has been what they have told me. So gotcha, Grace. No worries. I appreciate you trying to help, and glad I was able to clear that up too. But thank you. Yeah, I would agree, Todd. Does it get any better on its own? It gets better on its own after time, after I get off of the surface that's causing the issue. So, like, for instance, if I'm on the sand, it will not get better until I'm off of the sand, but then will get better fairly quickly. So, sort of like a 2 to 3 hour process of getting off of the surface that's causing the issues, and then it will start to get better. So that's sort of my experience there. But it just depends on what I'm doing. If I'm on a normal surface and a normal pair of shoes, it usually takes a long time. Like in general, it'll take about 3 or 4 miles of walking in a normal situation to get to that point. And then it's just usually getting off of my feet for a matter of a couple hours, and then it's back to normal. So in a normal situation, it's fairly quick to resolve itself. In a situation where I'm on an abnormal surface, like a beach, then it may take longer. But generally, it's only because at the time that the injury, if you can even call it that, if that injury occurs while I am barefoot, then it can last for longer. But if that injury is while I'm wearing shoes, then a lot of times it is fairly short-lived. So mine are as flat as pancakes. Yeah, mine are the same exact way. If I get my feet wet and I make feet prints on the ground, there's no bump or gap whatsoever where my heel is. There's no heel whatsoever, or heel, not heel, but arch whatsoever. I mean, do I enjoy foot massages? I really don't know. I haven't had a whole lot of foot massages. Can't stand concrete. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way, Debbie. I don't generally like concrete to walk on. If I'm in shoes, it's all right. If I'm barefoot, then I generally don't like it. So, but yeah, just one of those things. I mean, it's a difficult situation to deal with. Flat feet are one of those things. It's just hard to walk with flat feet. You do what you can. You try to give it your best go, and it really can be a tough situation. And again, like I said, I've had doctors tell me in the past that I have flat enough feet to qualify for a surgery. I've never had surgery. I don't intend to have surgery anytime soon. but apparently my feet are to the point where I qualify for it. So apparently I could have surgery, but I have not and don't plan to. But again, it is a serious enough situation where I have to at least look out and be careful about what I'm doing. So, I just try to be careful, try to plan ahead when I'm doing things, and try to not walk too far without being able to take a certain amount of breaks. Yeah, Gracie. It causes lots of ankle pain. I have knee pain from time to time. Definitely have back pain even. Not serious amounts of back pain. It hasn't worked its way up that far so far. I've been fairly lucky. I need to, and I have taken steps to correct this before I get to the point where I have where there is no return, so I've really been working here over the past, year to get myself to the point where I've been taking these preventative measures to serious enough, and to the point where I'm preempting these potential future conditions, and it's something that I've been expecting for a long time. I've been flat-footed for my entire life, and so it's been something that I've been expecting for a long time. Have I ever had a scan of my body? I've had an MRI. I don't know that it was a full body MRI or anything like that, but I've had different scans. But not recently. I don't know how the flat-footed stuff is affecting my body recently. I can tell you how it feels. Like I said, I've experienced more knee pain recently. I've experienced more ankle pain recently. I've experienced a little bit more back pain recently. But it's not debilitating to the point where it's like I couldn't have it corrected or couldn't, walk on inserts or orthotics or whatever it may be to correct the issue. So I don't feel like I've crossed the point of no return yet, but at the same time, it does cause issues with mobility, and serious issues with mobility, to the point where if I don't have things like shoe inserts, like orthotics or arch support, it can come to the point where I just cannot move any longer, and comes to the point where I'm dead in the water. I've definitely come to the point where I cannot walk anymore. Where the pain is so sharp and is so bad that to take another step forward is impossible. So I have been there, but generally it doesn't happen that way. If I'm wearing the correct shoes and support, so I try to continue to do that. Yeah, and I've seen people in the past and doctors in the past, quite a bit, in fact, because it's something that I suffered with since I was a kid. So I've seen a lot of doctors, and it's just something that I've had to deal with since I was really little. So, I'm still finding ways to deal with it and correct it now. Yeah, I mean, I do any number of different countermeasures, whether it's natural or non. But some of it, again, is the inserts in the shoes. That's one of the main one to prevent a lot of the issues is the shoe inserts and the arch support. But it's not everything, but at the same time, it's a lot of it. Yeah, I could have had surgeries. Like I said, I did qualify for surgery, but at the same time, it was something that they tried to steer me away from because surgery does have a certain amount of danger and risk involved in it. And so, it's something that I didn't end up going through with, but I could have. I did qualify for it. My case was serious enough and is serious enough for surgery. Like I said, I have completely flat feet. I do not have any arch whatsoever, none, zero. I 100% need arches and need some sort of support, whether it is artificial or natural, whether they go in there and they add it to my feet naturally. Well, not naturally, but whether they add it to my feet through surgery or whether I just wear an arch support. That's up to me, but at the same time, I 100% qualify. My feet are 100% flat, not 90%, not 99, 100%. I have flat feet, no arch, 0% arch, zero arch. So. But yeah, my feet are not in the best of shape, yeah. And, I mean, it does cause some serious issues. But at the same time, again, it is correctable, and it's to the point where, I can still do what I love. I just have to make sure that I do it the right way, and I take the proper precautions. And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Yeah, it's just one of those things I deal with, and I mean, it is what it is. I don't complain about it. I don't try to make it into a big thing, but it is something that I have to deal with on a daily basis. Being flat-footed is a serious condition. It may not be as serious as some people's conditions out there, but at the same time, it can affect your mobility. It can affect your life very greatly, depending on the amount of mobility that you need throughout your life. And so, yeah, I mean, it's a huge deal. But at the same time, again, like I said, it's not as big of a deal as what some people are dealing with out there. But, it's something that I deal with on a daily basis and just something that I try to make the best of. So that's how that is. But, everybody has their drawbacks and everybody has their benefits to their life. And those are just a few of mine. And, again, it's hard, but it's not hard, I won't say that it's not, or I won't say that it's easy. Having flat feet is definitely not easy. It's sometimes just horrible, when you get to the point where you can't walk 2 feet forward without having excruciating, just horrible pain that feels like you're ripping the skin off of your bones. Yeah, it sucks. But at the same time, I've been in a place where I've been able to walk 5 miles straight, up mountains, through rivers, all kinds of crazy stuff. But at the same time, then sometimes I can't walk over a flat beach without it feeling like somebody literally lit my feet on fire with gasoline. So, I mean, it is what it is. It's just you deal with it the best you can when you can. And you learn that there's a certain amount of it that you just can't expect either. And you just do your best to deal with it, like I said, when you can. You just deal. You just deal. That's just it. I mean, it's like any other issue in life, whether you're dealing with physical illness or mental illness. At a certain point, you just have to deal with it, and you have to accept it for what it is and move forward. And that's just what I've learned to deal with over the years. And being someone that was born flat-footed and who will continue to live their life flat-footed for the foreseeable future, it is something that I have learned to live with, learn to deal with, whatever hardships that may bring along, and it definitely brings them along, and it's definitely not easy, but I've been, I've played sports, I've been a cross-country runner, I've hiked miles and miles, and I've made a real good go of it, and I would say I can't, for me at the very least, I can't be disappointed in the accomplishments that I've made dealing with the drawbacks that I have, right? So I can't be I can't complain, I can't say that it's come to the point where I can't live or that I can't accomplish what I want to accomplish. And so it's just one of those things that you just learn to live with, Yeah, I agree with Francisca. It's, pain is pain, and, a lot of times it's hard to describe that pain to other people, no matter what it might be, and, I understand completely, especially when it comes to being flat-footed. I mean, it's one of those things that a lot of people know about it in a certain sense, but at the same time, a lot of people don't really truly understand what it is, understand the hang-ups and the pain and the suffering and the whatnot that goes along with that condition. And so you could tell a lot of people, oh, hey, I'm flat-footed, and it's like, oh, that's neat, oh wow, you have no arch, and it's like, it sounds almost cool in a lot of ways, How neat is that? You have no arch whatsoever. You can put your foot down and the entire footprint shows up on the cement if your foot's wet. How cool is that? But at the same time, it's absolute torture in a lot of ways because it's like where a lot of you don't even think about it. A lot of you could maybe go to the beach, go to the ocean, and could walk for hours out on the sand and never think twice about it. I can't do that. I can't live like that. I will be in physical pain and torture, if I do that, So, it's different. But at the same time, it's not like I can't do it, though. It's not like I can't experience it or I can't enjoy it. It's just I have to be careful. But, yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, and Gracie, I agree with that as well. A lot of it with me, I push through a lot of things. I push through a lot of things that otherwise would be painful. Sometimes it's about strength of mind. Thanks for joining us, Jennifer. You have a good night. But yeah, if there's one thing I've learned in my life, it's how to overcome pain. And I push through it. Whether it's been foot pain, whether it's been just pain in general, from exerting myself, whether it's been from tattoos, whatever it is, I've learned to accept and live through the pain. And, it's taught me a lot in life. I've lived through more than, a lot of people have lived through in terms of stuff like that. And not to say that some people out there, that, I couldn't hold a candle to. But at the same time, I've definitely lived through more than most. And, yeah, it's crazy. But at the same time, yeah, you just, you push through. And that's how it works. Where are we at now? 3 hours, 17 minutes, and so many seconds, which will change every moment, so why say them? But thank you for joining us here. Thank you for being here. Thanks for everybody who has stuck around to this ungodly late hour of night. If you are in the Midwest, maybe you're on the West Coast and it's still fairly early. Who knows? Maybe you're in a different area of the world. We have lots of international viewers here, so maybe you are in Europe. Maybe you're down in Australia, like a few of you out there. Who knows where you might be? Maybe it's not so crazy of a time of night to you. And so thanks to all of you out there for being here and for joining us here tonight and chatting and having fun. And I appreciate everybody for being on the stream tonight. As usual, it's always fun hanging out with all of you guys. It's always been a trip to go down this live stream lane and hang out with all of you guys. And it's been a crazy few years doing this second channel here, and I appreciate all of you being a part of that experience. But yeah, got a little bit left in me here. Not going to be the latest of streams tonight. Again, I do need to wake up in the morning and start working once again towards this goal of making it down to Alabama and doing some really crazy adventures down there. So it's going to be amazing times here over the next few weeks and some crazy travels. So I'm looking forward to bringing all of you along on that journey. I agree, Todd. Yeah. I think it's important to talk about issues and talk about mental health and things like that. And I definitely will not claim that I'm someone who has never struggled with such things and struggle with things to this day. And, it's important to be talked about. Do I mind showing my tattoos? I don't have a whole lot of tattoos. Some of them have deep meaning, some of them don't. I have... obviously, on my right arm here, I have my heart-shaped grenade, which is just a Green Day tattoo, which is from an album, American Idiot. And then I have my sort of just punk rock tattoos from the time that I was in a punk rock band. That's what PND means, punk's not dead. And then various stars, which are just punk rock stars. And then I have on my left hand my tattoo of the earth in the palm of my hand, which is sort of a mantra to just keep the world in the palm of your hand. And yeah, I have a tribal tattoo, which is sort of something that I'll probably be covering up here over the next few months anyway. But don't have a whole lot of tattoos, but I'll be getting a lot more here. But just one of those things that I had to put on hold for a while, and have not had as many as I would like to have. But at the same time, am hoping to rectify that situation here over the next year or so, depending on how things go. But I would love to bring you guys along on that journey as well, in both tattoos and piercings. I'm planning to get my nose re-pierced at some point. I did have my septum pierced for a long time, and then it ended up closing up due to some unfortunate mistakes. And so I would love to get that re-pierced and maybe do that on stream. And then I would love to maybe even get some tattoos done on stream. I have a lot of ideas in the future of my tattoos and my body in general in terms of, modifications. And so, I'd love to bring you guys along on that journey. I'm sorry if I missed a few of your comments, Debbie. I think I might have missed that. I didn't see anything about the tremors. But yeah, I agree 100%. A positive attitude goes a long way. Yeah, absolutely. Same thing with flat feet. I mean, yeah, you just got to push forward sometimes and try to have the best attitude as you can about it, because, it's like at a certain point you hit this brick wall in terms of, how far you can travel, so it's like you have to sort of either figure out ways around inserts, trying to figure out different ways to walk, even, where it doesn't hurt as bad. You figure out all kinds of tricks and things, to get around, I figure it's not any different from anybody's hang-ups in life. If you have any sort of setback, you try to figure out a way around it, right? And same thing with the flat feet, right? It's the same thing for me. It hurts, and I try to find a way around, and that's the way it is. Susie, welcome. Hey, good to see you. Good to have you back, and it's good to be back. I've been happy to be doing the streams here, and so happy to have you guys here. But yeah, thanks, Gracie. Glad that I was able to share some of the meanings with all of the ink with you. And hopefully that answered the questions that you were looking to get answered here. And I'm always happy to talk about tattoos and body modifications and things like that. It's always been a big part of my life. Always been something that I've been happy to talk about. Always been a big proponent of the of alternative lifestyles and alternative culture in general. I'm a huge proponent of, rock and roll, of music culture, R&B, rap, things like that. All of that. I mean, I think it's so important to who we are today and what it means to be a part of this world and what it means to be American. And, I think it really is increasingly a bigger and bigger part of the world that we live in. And, to share that part and my part of alternative culture with all of you guys is really important to me, and I consider myself a person to not just have tattoos and piercings, not to just listen to rock and roll and all this, but to literally live that lifestyle. I consider myself to be living the alternative lifestyle, to be living that alt scene, that rock and roll life, that not necessarily to say that, I'm like a rock star, but to be living that culture, and I think it's so important for those of you out there who are fans even, and who are people who are dedicated to those types of things, to live the culture and to be a part of the culture, because we're so much more in 2019 than just rock music, aren't we? We're so much more than R&B and rap. We are music. We are music culture, and we are a music lifestyle, and not just that sound, Am I proud of being American? I'm proud of being me. I'm proud of being human. I'm proud of being part of this world. I don't necessarily consider myself proud to be a part of any country in particular all of the time. Sometimes maybe, sometimes not. Places change, governments change, politics change. There's a lot of different things to consider. But at the same time, I would consider myself proud to be human, proud to be part of this world, and I consider that the most important thing. I'm proud to be here. I'm proud to be me, and part of the human experience. What does that mean in terms of being American? I don't know. But at the same time, I'm proud to be a part of history and a part of human history. But, I don't necessarily, consider myself to be part of any one place, any one political movement, or anything like that. So, in terms of, saying American, I'm just proud to be, human, I have a great accent. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I always find the topic of accents very interesting, because I think that it's one of those things that a lot of people maybe don't even truly understand. Like, it's an interesting subject because a lot of people, it's like you never consider yourself to have an accent, but at the same time, to other people, you absolutely have an accent, don't you? It's like, I hear a lot of people talk about, having that Midwestern American accent. And to me, it's just sort of that's just normal to me. But at the same time, people like me can think of like, like British accents or Australian accents or European accents or any number of different types of way of speaking around the world, but at the same time, to those individual people, there is no accent, right? And they're just speaking normal. But no, I really appreciate it though. That anybody can enjoy the way I speak is great. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Debbie, for tuning in, and a very good night to you. Completely understand. Been in that place before myself, so many thanks, and hope to see you guys, or see you in the next stream. So many thank yous, and a good night to Debbie. A happy world citizen. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I definitely consider myself a part of that crowd. To be a world citizen. Yeah. I mean, I identify with everybody anymore. I don't necessarily feel like I need to be American. I don't feel like I need to be anyone. Just feel like I need to be a person. To be a good person, to be someone who supports other people, and who is a part of the world. And so, yeah, absolutely. I think world citizen is a really cool new title and a brave new way of living. Do I feel American? I suppose in a way. I mean, I was born here. I grew up here. I've lived here all my life. I definitely feel international in a lot of ways, but at the same time, yeah. There's a lot of ways that I do feel American. I definitely would not say that I feel... how do I say it? I don't feel stuck here, but at the same time, I feel somewhat loyal. Like, obviously, all my friends, all my family. I wouldn't say all my friends, but a lot of my friends and all of my family are from here and were born here. And so, it's difficult to talk about. It's like at the same time, I feel hopeful for the future. I feel hopeful for all of us. I feel very international in terms of my connections with everyone, my brotherhood, my kinship with everyone. But like at the same time, do I feel some sort of loyalty towards I don't know. It's a weird subject anymore. I feel it's different, and increasingly as we grow over the years, and as we sort of explore this whole topic of what it means to live in a country and to be a citizen of a country, and to be a global citizen. It can be increasingly difficult to navigate those waters. And, what does it mean? It's hard. Don't forget a birthday stream, of course. I will certainly try, Debbie. Thank you. Yeah, I will certainly try to do a stream on Saturday if I possibly can. I would love to be able to do a birthday stream for you. What would I say to a military vet? I would say, to any military vet, that has fought for any country, aside from, the few times in history when we can literally say, this is not right. There's certain times, certain world wars where we fought against things like Nazis and things like, where we can say 100% this is not okay, but that aside, veterans in general, whatever you fought for, that's important, and that means a lot, and there's very few times in history where we can look at that and say it's not okay, and a lot of times, where we can look at it and say, you did what you thought was right. You fought for something that you thought was really awesome and really great, and you were willing to sacrifice everything for that, and that's important. It's important to fight for what you believe in, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, and obviously there's some exceptions, as I've said, and a lot of people have said in the past. There's some things that out there that are just not worth fighting for, and that we have to fight against. And I think that that's important as well. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, I think a lot of us out there have tried to do the right thing and have tried to fight for freedom and for our countries and for our families and for our future, and I think that's noble. So yeah, that's what I would say to any vet, as long as what you're fighting for is noble, as long as what you're fighting for is right, as long as what you're fighting for is not evil, then what you're fighting for is correct, right? It'd be the same thing. It'd be like, there's America, there's Canada, there is the United Kingdom, there's any number of other countries that fight for good things every single day, right? And none of us are worried about the fact that I might be American and you might be Canadian and you might be British. It's all about what are we fighting for, and is it the right thing to be fighting for? And I think that's what it really comes down to. It doesn't matter what label we give ourselves. Are we American? Are we British? Are we French? Whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. What matters is that we're fighting for freedom, fighting for the right thing, and fighting for each other, Who determines what is right and wrong? We do, right? That's the only answer. We do. We do as a whole. We do as a collective. We do as individuals. We do as a group. It's all of us and none of us at the same time. And if it's anything else, then it's wrong. It's a collective. We have to be a collective. We have to be a group of people. We have to be people fighting together to figure out what's wrong and what's right for all of us, and individuals that's fighting for what we individually believe in. Thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that so much. yeah, I will definitely try my best to be safe and have a lot of fun here out on this trip and bring you some great, great content. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. But yeah, again, many thanks. Many thanks for saying that. I appreciate it so much. Like, you guys don't understand how much I appreciate, like, anytime that you guys take the time out of your day to come and thank me or tell me how much you like what's happening on the channels, whatever it is, I just appreciate it so much. You guys make my day, telling me these things. So thank you so much. Yeah, but yeah, so yeah, I'm trying to bounce back and forth between different subjects and whatnot right now, and I appreciate all of you being here. Thank you so much for tuning in this late at night here. It's almost 3 a.m. here in the Midwest, and I know a lot of you are starting to get tired. And thanks to everybody that has been talking and participating in the conversation. Oh, man. I tell you what, it has just been crazy. Thanks for doing everything that you guys have done to make this a great first stream back after we have done the restore here on the computer. And I'm going to be bringing the entire setup, including all the streaming equipment, hopefully, unless for some odd reason something happens, I'm going to be trying to bring this entire setup with me on the road, and maybe even doing a few streams from the road, maybe do some streams from the hotels. Maybe we'll do some streams with the guys over at Urban Ghost Urban Explorations and have some fun doing some crazy stuff and doing some Q&As about the upcoming content on both of our channels. So it should be a lot of fun. We're both really looking forward to it. We both been trying for such a long time to get together, and so we've really been happy to make this happen. And we've been doing a lot of talking on the back end, and it's been very, very exciting. So. I'm starting to get tired. Yeah, I was starting to get tired a little bit here, but I'll be signing off here pretty soon. I might do a little bit of a break here and then come back for a little while, but I'll probably take a break here and then come back and then talk for a little bit and then sign off for the night. But I don't want to be up incredibly late, but I'm not since it's still warming up, I'm going to try and get an episode filmed and done for the weekend, but it's still a little bit cold here for the moment, and so I'm not going to be heading out tomorrow to film, but I am trying to probably head out Saturday to film, and then if I can get everything up and done quick enough, I'm going to release a new episode on Sunday. That's the plan at this moment. So I want to try and do that, and then then hopefully get out a little bit on the road next week sometime. But yeah, at this point I'm just sort of leaving things up in the air and hoping for the best. So sorry, excuse me, Claire. I had to check on something for just a second. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break for just a minute here. I do need to, just take a quick break. As simple as that sounds. Anyway, I should be back here in about 5 minutes again. Not taking a big break, just a small break. So I will see you all here in about 5 minutes, whoever is wanting to stick around and hang out for a little bit. And then I will be on for here, I don't know how much longer, but I'll try and be on as long as I possibly can. But I will see you all in a short bit. Oh. Unless, of course, it doesn't switch over. Okay, everybody, welcome back. Good to have you all here. Those of you who have stuck around this long till about 3 in the morning here in the Midwest, various other times in those parts of the world that you guys may be from. And so I appreciate all of you sticking around this long. But it looks as if at this point... Whoa. There we go. Things are starting to die off a little bit. So I think we're just going to go ahead and call it a night here. It doesn't look as if there's too many people sticking around at this point. So I appreciate all of you for watching, and thank you so much for supporting the channel and the 539 Productions journey in general. And I will be back on here in the next few days and doing this more often here, and especially as the build up to the new travel series here in Alabama happens over on the 539 Productions channel, and we'll be streaming a lot more, including from the road, as that happens here starting around the 15th of February. And so I hope to see a lot of you on those streams as well. And so I will wish you all a really wonderful night, and thank you so much for tuning into this stream. And yeah. So many thanks to anybody who is still here. It looks like, yeah, Susie here, Todd, Francisca, Debbie. Looks like Debbie might have taken off a little bit ago, though. And anybody that's still here, thank you so much for being here, and much appreciation to all of you out there. You all are wonderful, and I appreciate all of the support that you guys give to me when I do these streams, and you guys have no idea how important it is to me for you all to be here. So thank you all so much for the support. I will be here again really soon, and again, be looking for the new travels coming on the 539 Productions channel, again starting the 15th of February in Alabama, and including some more travels coming before that as well. So thank you all so much, and I will see you all in the next stream. Good night, everybody.